Alright friends, we were talking about word of mouth, influence and buzz marketing. Opinion leaders are people within or reference group who exert social influence on others. We talked about this. We talked about socially, influencing people who are also celebrities or social elites that people like to follow, especially on social media, and they want to follow their habits and behaviors and lifestyles and fashion. And these people influence strongly, especially if they belong to your target market. You want to make them your brand ambassador, or you want to push them forward, their image forward, and you want them to support your brand. So this is what is known as word of mouth influence and buzz marketing. Online social networks are online communities where people socialize or exchange information and opinions. These could be blogs, social networking sites, virtual worlds like Second Life. So Facebook, everybody's familiar with that. Blogs, these are also places where people put in their opinions. Now there is a very big difference between reading up blogs written by experts and reading up scholarly journals on that same topic. Okay, I would personally recommend, if you want to improve your marketing and improve your marketing knowledge and everything, to go for scholarly journals written in the subject of marketing, technology-based marketing, as compared to believing or relying completely on blogs. The reason being is the first one is peer-reviewed, which means that if they are they're written by professionals and experts and knowledgeable, credible people in their fields, and their work is checked by equally or even more competent people. And these could be, PhD grads or other doctoral candidates who check each other's work and mark them okay for publishing. Scholarly review journals are usually a group work, and it's a team work, sometimes even a department work. And what everybody agrees on goes on, and there is a structured and a standardized way of writing those papers. And they're usually based on evidence, usually based on experimental researches, and a wide sample of data is taken, and many kind of experimental controls are checked frequently for accuracy. Whereas on the other hand, you have blogs, and sometimes even LinkedIn has a lot of articles posted, and these are ramblings, or I would say random writings by people who believe in certain things. It's just a one-person perspective, and it is not even, and it's biased most of the time, and it's not checked off or signed off by any expert. Okay, as much as you can learn a lot through experience, but expertise through formal educational background, I think, is more important, because then especially for a starter, especially for a person who's starting up, you need something that is credible and verifiable, instead of something that is written by somebody. So be careful about blogs, but people who write blogs, and especially people who are famous, they write blogs, and a lot of people comment under the blog section. A lot of people comment, and these comments, this is a very ripe area for you to market. Okay, so look for social networking sites like Twitter, Instagram, and many other places where you can add your marketing one-liner, or you could add your link to your website or your social media to have the traffic transfer to your page. So these are places where you can do your marketing. Now, virtual worlds, suddenly this category of the virtual online community is getting a very significant recognition. The main reason being because more and more people are getting into Second Life. Please check it out. Second Life is a portal through which people they identify and they symbolize themselves through their virtual versions, and they have a name, they have a life, they have home, they have families, they have, you know, their whole world, virtual world. And you can offer advertisements in this virtual world, and they could be paid advertisements, or you could offer some, you know, discounts and everything, special offers and everything of your product in virtual world in the exact same way as you do in the external environment. In the real world environment, you could in the virtual world put up signs and banners and, you know, pop-up messages and many other ways, buses, you know, public transportation with banners of your business. You have to pay the Second Life staff and everybody, you have to pay them, but they do advertising for you. And whoever, for example, you can get hold of the total number of people logged into Second Life at a particular time, and you could advertise at that time, market your product and service at that time, so that in the real world they come up to your business, they approach you. So that the main idea for social networking is to tap into the traffic available, the online traffic available. Just try to tap into it and have them come to your business. Okay, we were looking at this table step by step. Let me just do a quick reference to that table. Where is it? Okay, it's way up. Yes, this one. Remember, we are now discussing the characteristics affecting consumer behavior step by step, and we were going to talk about social culture or social effect, okay, of a business. And let's look at this. Family. Okay, social factors that affect your technology-based marketing. Family. Family is the most important consumer buying organization in society. Social roles and status are the groups, family, clubs, and organizations that a person belongs to and that can define role and social status. So these are the things that affect your marketing plans. Age and life cycle stage. People change the goods and services they buy over lifetimes, okay? And taste and food also changes. And taste in food, clothes, furniture, recreation are often age related. As we age, you know, our food choices, clothing, many things change with age. Buying is also shaped by stage of the family life cycle, the stages through which families might pass as they mature over time. So these are the observations that you need to make, and you need to get this data before you start your marketing plan. Occupation affects the goods and services bought by consumers. Economic situation includes trends in personal income, savings, interest rates. You know, if you have a customer who has purchased a home and is paying a lot of interest on that home, they might not be motivated to buy a product if it's too expensive. So you need to really look into your target consumer and see what kind of homes they're living in, what kind of lifestyle they're leading. And you know, these are the very deep ingrained details that you need to look into. And once you find out what kind of environment, what kind of surroundings they're living in, you are able to make a better informed decision on your marketing plans. Lifestyle is a person's pattern of living as expressed in his or her psychographics. Measures a consumer's activities, interests, opinions, AIOs, to capture information about a person's pattern of acting and interacting in the environment. You can even find out the kind of temperament the person has. Is he hot-handed? Is he absent-minded? And you know, many things that you can think of, especially if you look into the social media and try to see the kind of comments they post. There are many ways to get to know your customer intimately. Personality and self-concept. Personality refers to the unique psychological characteristics that lead to consistent and lasting responses to the consumer's environment. Self-confidence, sociability, autonomy, defensiveness, adaptability, aggressiveness are all part of the personality. Just what I was saying in the previous slide. You know, how confident they are, how they're short-tempered, are they absent-minded, and what are their political views, and what is their preferences towards political environment or ethnic groups. Self-concept or self-image premise is that people's possessions contribute to and reflect their identities. That is, we are what we have. So self-concept is like, how you dress, how you travel, what you wear, what you carry, all of these things sometimes make a lot of difference in a person's outlook in life. Okay. Then you have sincerity, and sometimes brand personalities. If you look at the consumer behavior, your consumers should reflect the brand personality. Sincerity, down to earth, honest, wholesome and cheerful. Excitement, daring, spirited, imaginative and up to date. Competence, reliable, intelligent and successful. Sophistication, upper class and charming. Ruggedness, outdoorsy and tough. So these are the kind of brand personalities that you can build based on how you perceive your consumers, your target market. So if you see somebody a target market that seeks sincerity, you build a brand that reflects or radiates sincerity. If you see people who are young and hip and trendy, you want to build a brand that generates excitement. If you see people who compete with each other, you want to show competence. Or you want to not compete with each other, you want to see, if you see people who are overachievers, your target consumers are cream of the cream, creme de la creme, overachievers, you need to make sure that your brand shows competence. It shows that how it is beating other brands and you're on the top. Sophistication, some target market, they look for finish and class and touch, and all those clean and neat and very special looking characteristics that make them stand out like elites. So sophistication is your brand recognition. Ruggedness, like outdoorsy and tough, depends on your target population, what they are looking for. Okay. Characteristics affecting consumer behavior, like psychological factors like motivation, perception, learning, beliefs and attitudes. So these are the psychological factors that affect your consumer behavior. Okay, how motivated they are in their environment, their perceptions, their learning, what kind of beliefs they have for education, beliefs and attitudes, their culture, their religion, their language, all of these ethnicities, rituals, all of these things. You need to understand the psychological factors of your target market. If nothing else, this is a primary factor. This is where you get started. Motivation is a motive is a need that is sufficiently present to direct the person to seek satisfaction. Okay, so sometimes your target market could be motivated by saving money. They could be motivated by earning new knowledge. They could be motivated by recognition. So you need to figure out what motivates them, what keeps them going on. Okay, and you need to integrate that motivation factor within your brand. Motivation research refers to qualitative research designed to probe consumers' hidden subconscious motivations. If you remember this Maslow's hierarchies of needs, you have self-actualization at the top, which means you do self-development and realization. That is at the top. And it only comes when your hunger, thirst, that's the physiological need, your security, protection, your safety needs, your sense of belonging and love, your social needs, and your esteem need, self-esteem, recognition, status, all of these needs are met, then you go into self-development, and this is the highest stage or the most finest stage of a person's needs, where they want to improve themselves to satisfy the needs of others. and also give back to the community. Whatever they have achieved in life, they want to give back. And it is a very altruistic state in which people want to just feel good by giving. So you need to find out where exactly is your consumer, your target market. Where do they fall? And according to their position in this hierarchy of needs, you develop your brand and you develop your product. Everything. External features, aesthetics, the finished product, the price, how you promote it, everything. So these are the different ways. I hope you're able to appreciate the different ways in which you can recognize the very small details of your consumer. Let me close this lecture now, and I will see you in part C of chapter 5, and that will be the last part. See you shortly.